So let's look at this. Celebrities in Hollywood are very much excited about the fact that Donald Trump had a mugshot taken. Did you see this?
No.
They take no breaks and are ready to dunk on this dude. So a bunch of people had stuff to say. John Cusack called him a lying, treasonous, child abducting R-word sack of S. I would like to know where the child abducting part was at. I pointed out earlier, I think that's them referencing children in cages.
Well, it's from when Haiti had that earthquake, and then there were a bunch of kids that suddenly went missing with an NGO. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
No, they're just saying whatever. These aren't even like interesting, like hot takes. The best part about the whole Trump mugshot situation is that within 2 hours of his arrest and like getting it done, his team was like, "Here's the merch. Do you need a long sleeve T-shirt? Do you need a coffee mug?"
We've got the shirt
They were
for you.
on the ball. I think that's so fun. No, his official campaign, like they're like, "We can't top that red hat. You know what we're gonna do now? Use this mugshot."
So why wasn't there a profile shot released? Did they not do that?
I think
The
they
side
did.
shot?
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't need to do it at all, right? He's like the most photographed person in history.
Man, I think it'd be sick to have that one too.
Just to rub it in.
But also,
more
guys,
interesting merch.
Green Day released their own merch of him with the
Really?
wow for charity.
Oh, sure.
For charity. They're giving
No, I don't. There's no way I could show you. My favorite, like a lot of people are making T-shirts with the mugshot. My favorite one is a play. I just screenshotted it this morning. I probably can't see it if I showed it to you, but it's the Taylor Swift merch where it's got like her face in black and white,
Yes.
but then the colored boxes. Except it's Trump in black and white, and then all of his associates who also had to do the mugshots, like all around in the colors.
They're all smiling,
It's amazing.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark Hamill, of course. Mark Hamill is up there with Rappaport as one of the more insane people.
Rappaport's a league of his own.
Wonder
They've
if he's
got
tired of
nothing
winning
going on.
yet. Bradley Whitford says cheese. Michael Rappaport says ha 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 ha. They love it. They're enjoying it. It is funny though, because you see the meme, you know, the famous meme from Predator where it's the two guys clasping hands and says Trump supporters, TDS sufferers, loving Trump's
Well, do you know
mugshot.
why they're reacting this way? Right? They're up in their ivory towers. They can't even fathom having to step 1 foot inside of a jail, let alone have your mugshot taken and be arrested. They can't even imagine that reality, and that's why so many regular people are relating. It's not great for a guy to be arrested and have a mugshot taken, but at the same time, look at the results, right? The people that are down on their luck, that have been screwed for years, they're the people who are resonating with this. They're like, I understand it.
Yeah.
I know what he's going through.
Kellen's running for office, everyone.
I did
I was
also
gonna say, you got a book tour coming?
there was a very funny moment of
His
the left eating their own, where Alyssa Milano basically made a joke of, I think it was Alyssa Milano, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but basically made a joke about him becoming a prison bitch, and they're like, that's not funny to joke about. You're insulting the LGBTQ community, and male R word is not a joke, and humorless people will be humorless forever. See, that's the problem. They think that that we're gonna care if he has a mugshot, and I'm gonna be offended by it. I'm not offended by it. I don't care.
Great
Pretty
picture, though.
indifferent about
It's
it.
a fantastic photo. It says, a man with a mugshot is now the front runner for the GOP nomination. We live in such bizarre times.
What? Okay, I have an honest question though. Why? So this
From
is
Josh Gad.
This is
He
the
was
fourth indictment.
Yeah, fourth
Why-
one in a 4-month period.
Why are we only seeing this reaction now? Do people not realize the process has been the exact same? Every single indictment, they just haven't taken a mugshot.
But that was why Georgia was sort of interesting, because the
of one
Georgia Sheriff's
photo,
Office
they
was
were-
like, we are going to release it. And so many
guess.
people want that
But it's a
visual.
lot of people.
It was the same thing with the perp walk. There was a lot of people clamoring to be able to see him in handcuffs being walked through. People have an aesthetic goal for all of this.
But do
they
you think-
want to say...
It gives them a visual
No,
representation
I
of
get
everything.
that, but I feel like people didn't even know what was happening until there was a photo to go with the story.
No, I think people did, but it doesn't seem as serious until it's like a mugshot. They
Yeah.
feel like there's some sort of pearl clutching reason why the president shouldn't have a mugshot. They won't question the fact that all of these indictments, which apparently this Georgia investigation has been going on for 2 years, shows up conveniently right after all these other
Yeah.
ones.
Dane said that he's going to be tried right before Super Tuesday.
The
Yes.
day
It's
before. I was just
ridiculous.
going to talk about that.
But it's not
insane.
political. This is just how justice works. Don't question anyone.
It's just it's just very, very convenient. All these dates are just lining up.
I would argue too convenient even.
Wow.
But it's just crazy because I really think about it, and I think back to I've gotten very good at separating art from artist, right? I can watch a movie with anyone in it. We just watched Gran Turismo, has David Arbor in it, and he's the best part of that movie. absolutely the best part of the movie. His politics, he's annoying. He's extremely annoying on Twitter. He's extremely annoying in general, but the man is a fantastic actor. When you switch it around, what they've proven is they don't know how to do that going the other way. So they see a movie with Jim Caviezel in it and they're like, I hate his politics. The guy's disgusting, and they can't watch it. But if all you're surrounded by is people who see the world differently than you kind of develop like a callus to be able to put up with it for the sake of watching something you want to see. And to be fair, like a lot of people in the chat will be like, stop supporting this. These people hate you. I'm like, bro, I'm sure the dude who, like when I go into McDonald's, I'm sure the person who works there will grow up to hate me too, because we live in a default liberal, liberal left culture.
Yeah, you couldn't consume any piece of media if that's your standard.
Do you think musicians get away with more than actors do?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I think me and you might have had this discussion
I don't know
off
if we
air.
have.
I think they do. Like, I mean, we just saw what's happened to Carlos Santana. He apologized after basically saying men are men and women are women, and then he deleted the apology. And then Alice Cooper did the same thing. Yeah, he deleted the apology, and then Alice Cooper did his thing where he said like trans is a fad. And then, like, he lost a deal with like a makeup wear brand, a cosmetic company that nobody's ever heard of before. It's no great loss. Alice Cooper is a national treasure who's like 70 something years old. Right. He doesn't need their money. He doesn't need any of that. Plus, music used to be, especially like if we're talking punk music, like think about how depressing that is. Like how establishment a lot of these musicians have become, because the only ways to make money have condensed down into some of these small. All these companies have been swallowed up by these large major labels.
That's why
they fall in line.
That's why I was really happy about the Neo story, because like he then went on and did a live on Instagram, I think, and he was like, "Hey, I don't know who the hell wrote that statement." His
publicist, without his permission, published it. Yeah,
so
but
funny.
it's good because I always tell you guys like. These people, all these statements are always from publicists. That's why they all sound the same. That's why they all have the same buzzwords.
Same language.
Yeah, they all have the same publicist. Yeah. It's probably, I mean, at least the majority of them.
And speaking of music, ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to the song from High Res. He released it. It's called "First Day Out." I don't know if we're gonna get copyright struck
from
for
High
this.
Res.
Maybe.
I mean, he's a good friend of ours. We like him.
Let's listen to this, guys. This is incredible.
I wanna go to LA.
Well, shout out Patriot J, Benny Johnson, Big Bongino, Alex Jones. Free my dogs and lock up the radical left's gone crazy. I don't bail, I won't see inside a cell. Shout out Thugger, free my slime, slat, YSL. They tryna lock me up, but I'm plugged in ATL. Got homies doing life in jail, they living in hell. These DAs acting silly.
Is this
my
AI?
shot is
Yeah, it must be.
No, it's him rapping.
He's doing a impression?
Big Bongino is my favorite part.
Yeah. No, I'm wondering if High Res is doing an impression.
That's what I want to know. Do it's AI or an impression?
Mega. I am not who they are after. I'm
Sounds
just
like
in
him.
the way they want to get to you, but I won't let them
it's AI.
cold-hearted. No, I'm artist, getting back to where I started. I don't need to do the race. I'ma beat them Rico charges. Prison, you can't do me like the Clintons. I'll be laid up, eating steak with Secret Service, chilling, screaming, Orange Man bad. The whole world mad. Thug life. Shout out all of my MAGA base chat.
How did he release this as Trump? How did he get away with that?
But before that, I'll finish walls at the border. YSL, slat, shout out Thugger. Finny got nothing on us.
I love that he references YSL too, because he got Gunna's lawyer. He hired Gunna's lawyer, which is incredible. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Like I've referenced a lot of times on the show. Like one of the things about this show is like, is it pop culture? How far does politics stray into it? This is exactly what I mean when I say that they really have kind of converged and are one in the same nowadays.
Well, and it's like once like the kids have their own little celebrities that they follow, but everyone after a certain age starts, like, politics is just in everything.
And it sucks.
Know?
Now it is.
Yeah. So what are you going to do?
I think everyone should go out and buy that song is what I think. It's got 168,000 views in 2 days.
His one with, I don't want to say the doctor's name just because of YouTube is dumb, but he has a song with a certain controversial doctor on YouTube that's really good. High Res does.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, that's him. Yes, Santa Claus.
Next, we're gonna get a remix with Oliver Anthony doing the chorus.
Oh, do I want to see Oliver Anthony rap?
You might.
That was
It's
like
like the
incredible.
Noah Khan Post Malone crossover.
What if he just
More political.
disappears and then comes back on the Kanye album?
Why did he lose his southern accent when he talks?
He doesn't. That's how Virginia people sound. I don't know why everyone's freaking out about that.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out about it, Kelly.
It's like, especially too, like if you're with your friends too from back home, it's going to come out a lot more than when you're up in a city doing stuff.
Do you think is that because I went home?
Oh, it's definitely true.
I went home to Minnesota, and I don't have an accent. In fact, I do not have an accent. Chat. You're on my side, right? I don't have an accent.
You don't have a thick accent.
I think somebody here heard
got
me on the
something.
phone one day outside with my dad, and they're like, "You don't have an accent, but your dad has a thick Minnesota accent, whatever that means."
You definitely, there are words
like
that you
Canadian.
pronounce in your accent. You're just not, it's not a particularly thick. Like, I'm sure if I went to like northern Minnesota, it would be stronger, right? But like my relatives who are from Texas, you know, the South will get on the phone with one another, and you can hear the drawl in their voice, but when they get off the phone, it's just much thicker for a little while.
Yeah.
I think it's because you get used to responding the way you hear things. I mean, this is also true of other regions where, because we have access to the internet, the regional accent is dying away. Like, you might remember this more than I do because you grew up in the area, but there's like some island off the coast of Virginia where they have a really unique accent and dialect because it's an island, so it's closed off. It has to do with like
The
more
whole
English
like
slang.
Eastern Shore is kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like one specific place, and they would like teach it in their schools. But because of the internet, because people listen to podcasts and whatever else, they are hearing people who don't have this accent more often, so they're adopting more neutral way of
And
speaking.
we already know this happens in this country. Like we had the Mid-Atlantic accent, and that's gone.
Yeah,
it's the old 1940s
the
radio
transatlantic
voice,
accent.
the transatlantic one.
How does that one sound like?
The bombers are coming over the bay, and you see them, the good old boys. That accent. Like,
I love that one.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's that's the more like wartime one. Then there's the more elegant like actress from the 30s and 40s. Like if you think of like Wizard of Oz, the original.
My favorite
how
is that
everyone
video.
sounded in that movie.
There's the girl who does the thing that says, "Welcome to the Southern Mommy Issues Hotline." I'll send it to you later. It's incredible.
Okay.
It's
Dude, I love the southern accent.
yeah. Welcome to the Southern Mommy Issues
I think
Hotline.
Even the southern accent has regional differences,
Yeah.
right?
I think it's the
there's
greatest accent in the
Somebody
world.
insert that scene from The Office right now where Andrew Bernard is like explaining like South Carolina versus like Texas or something.
Every time a southern lady says honey, I melt.
What's
Like, I just love
interesting
it.
is like in 50 years, there's gonna be like a new accent that like everyone has, like that speaks English, just because we're all on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That,
it-
like from everyone watching videos of each other and posting
Well, the
yourself.
Kardashians are credited with vocal fry. They made vocal fry much more common, that like rasp.
Also,
Really?
like the internet is making it so all our voices are going to start to sound vaguely similar after a period of time.
Monoculture,
yeah.
mono society,
a bummer.
globalism.
So do you think Trump ends up in jail? And if he does he end up getting celebrities to bail? Like, I think he'll end up getting bailed out, or end up getting pardoned if he goes to jail someday. They should
I don't
pardon him.
know. I don't think that's a bet I would take if I was
He's
Trump.
not actually going to. I don't think he'll actually end up in jail.
He could pardon himself. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. The death. I don't really know how that would go down.
That will be worth it for the celebrities that will then lose their crap when that happens, talking about a threat to our democracy.
But
Our
I was thinking
democracy.
about this. If, in 2024, if there's ever a time you could run the country from a room, it's 2024. I mean, they could roll in any equipment, any computers that he needs to be in touch with anybody, and he could serve the presidency from a cell in theory.
Incredible.
that would
you
go
know?
pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, and dude, imagine like world leaders that have to come visit him, have to they're like,
Wow.
face to face with the jail cell.
The history
the
books are
bars
gonna
in
be-
between them.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.